The growing India-US defense ties were on full display. Indian Navy warships held military exercises with US Navy's carrier strike group in the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean region. A destroyer-class warship led the Indian contingent alongside the imposing USS Theodore Roosevelt aircraft carrier and its strike group. This comes at the same time as Indian Navy's multi-role stealth frigate INS Shivalik is in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, to participate in the multinational RIMPAC exercise, or the Rim of the Pacific military drills, which are the world's largest naval war games. The Indian Navy and US Navy drills would have surely shocked Beijing. PLA would have been secretly hoping India-US defense alliance may have suffered after Prime Minister Modi's meeting with Vladimir Putin in Moscow during the India-Russia annual summit. But clearly, Chinese hopes would have been dashed. Indian military and US military continue to nurture their alliance and improve interoperability. US Embassy said the maritime activity underscored the commitment of, quote, major defense partners, India and USA, to ensure a free and open Indo-Pacific. So which Indian warship and US Navy warships participated in these latest military exercises in the Arabian Sea? Now, INS Visakhapatnam is an impressive indigenous warship of the Indian Navy. It is the lead ship of the new Visakhapatnam class of stealth-guided missile destroyers. INS Visakhapatnam had been commissioned as late as November 2021 and is among the largest destroyers in Indian Navy's arsenal. Constructed at the Mazgaon dockyard in Mumbai, INS Visakhapatnam displaces 7,400 tons. Now, this Indian destroyer is 163 meters in length and 17.4 meters wide and can reach speeds of up to 30 knots or 56 kilometers per hour. Visakhapatnam class of destroyers are armed to the teeth and can take out an unsuspecting enemy armada all on its own. It carries 16 BrahMos ship-killer supersonic cruise missiles, with each striking at nearly Mach 3, are capable of sinking an entire warship with a single direct hit. It is guarded by 32 Indo-Israeli Barak surface-to-air missiles, apart from 4 torpedo tubes and 2 anti-submarine missile launchers. Each of these Indian Navy destroyers can also accommodate 2 ALH Lu or 2 Sea King anti-submarine warfare helicopters. Now, during these exercises, INS Visakhapatnam had been accompanied by INS Aditya, a fleet replenishment vessel which is used to carry weapons, supplies, and fuel to support the deployed warships. US Embassy also added, quote, the US and Indian military forces focused on improving shared maritime domain awareness and information sharing, enhancing replenishment and logistics interoperability, and improving combined air-to-air capabilities, unquote. Meanwhile, the USS Theodore Roosevelt is a nuclear-powered Nimitz-class aircraft carrier currently deployed with the US Navy's 7th Fleet. While it had been launched in 1984, the USS Theodore Roosevelt has seen action ever since the 1991 Gulf War. It displaces more than 1 lakh tons and is much larger than India's indigenous aircraft carrier INS Vikrant and even China's latest carrier, the Fujian. With a length of 332 meters, it is longer than 3 football fields placed back to back. Despite its enormous dimensions, the Roosevelt can reach speeds of up to 30 knots while carrying 90 fixed-wing fighter jets and helicopters. US Navy's Carrier Wing 11 operates from the Roosevelt with a fleet of FA-18 Super Hornet fighter jets along with Seahawk helicopters. In fact, during these exercises, a US Navy Seahawk landed on the flying deck of INS Visakhapatnam. USS Daniel Inouye, a Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer of the US Navy, was also part of these drills in the Arabian Sea. Both of these are part of the 7th Fleet, which is the largest forward-deployed fleet of the US Navy, capable of projecting power in any corner of the world. Meanwhile, halfway across the planet, India-US military alliance continued to flourish, with INS Shivalik participating in the RIMPAC exercise more than 9,000 nautical miles away from the Indian coast. Led by US Navy, RIMPAC is the largest naval war games in the world, and nearly 29 countries are taking part in the 2024 edition. INS Shivalik is an indigenously designed and built guided missile stealth frigate and a testament to Indian Navy's growing footprint across the world. INS Shivalik reached Hawaii after completing its deployment in the South China Sea and after conducting the JIMIX 24 bilateral naval exercise in Japan. Commissioned in 2010, INS Shivalik is also the first indigenously built stealth warship in India. It is also armed with the BrahMos and Barak missiles, as well as torpedoes, stabilized remote control guns, as well as 2 Dhruv or Sea King helicopters. India and US are founding members of the Quad Security Partnership, and the Indian Navy is also gearing up to host Quad's Malabar Naval War Games later this year in the Bay of Bengal. Apart from Quad members, Japan and Australia, no fifth nation has been invited to attend the Malabar Naval Drills this year. Malabar 2024 will focus on anti-submarine warfare and air defense exercises, especially this year. Now, there's a growing concern over China's rapidly expanding fleet of nuclear and AIP-powered submarines, with experts predicting PLA would eclipse the US Navy's submarine fleet by 2035. However, Quad allies are boosting their anti-submarine warfare capabilities, which relies on early detection of enemy submarines as well as being able to target them from longer distances. India has made a huge stride in this regard with the development of its smart torpedo, which can be integrated on a supersonic cruise missile. Well, this extends the range of Indian smart torpedo to over 600 kilometers at a time when traditional torpedoes can only reach maximum distances of 40 to 50 kilometers. With a fleet of 12 Poseidon maritime reconnaissance aircraft and the imminent arrival of 16 Sea Guardian Reaper drones, the Indian Navy is well poised to neutralize any Chinese submarine threat in the Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, and the Indian Ocean region. While Xi Jinping has never ruled out the use of force to invade Taiwan, Chinese Navy has also increased its aggression against the Philippines in the South China Sea. In such a volatile world order, India-US military alliance can surely provide a sense of stability. The big question remains, is Quad united and ready to face any challenge in case China decides to spark a major conflict? Leave a comment, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.